Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, I am going to be keep playing Rapid as I am really trying to train myself until probably the summer where I will start playing more tournaments. Okay, so we have a 2251. Still a pretty decent opponent. Okay, seems like he's not the best at Blitz and Bullet, but we shall see. We are having a Sicilian, Taimanov. Mm, I'm going to play what I have prepared. So knight f6 is a very main line of Taimanov, but I also like queen c7 as well. Is queen c7 is an idea from the Khan variation where you play e6 and a6, which I probably will play anyway, except that I have a knight on c6. Okay, so this is very interesting. So our opponent here is playing g3. Oh, he maybe trying to go for this. Um, but definitely some Finchetto ideas here. Play a6. I think since g3 is a little bit of a weird move, I probably would just try to stop the entire idea of knight b5 with the potential of bishop b4. Okay, bishop g2. I'm still going to play knight to f6. Okay, castles. Let's play bishop e7. Just following things in general. Let's see. All right, rook to e1. Rook to e1. That doesn't threaten e5 with knight takes e6. I don't think. So I'm going to just castle. But what I does threaten is maybe potentially knight d5. I don't think knight d5 works in that position specifically. So, but all right. Okay, so I think one of the maybe so b takes c6, e5. There's no knight e4 here because e5 will be hanging. So I think I'm going to take with a d pawn. Because here d5 isn't such a good idea anymore. So and the thing is, yeah, okay, he pushed e5, so that's fine with me. So now he has to do something with this knight. The problem is if we trade knights, then this e5 pawn becomes a little bit silly. But he can't go knight e4 because of queen takes e5. So let's see what's going on here. Maybe trades. Obviously, if the night trades happen, then that's just basically good for me. Fine with me, like not good, but it's just fine. As now like okay, I just have a nice center with a pawn on d5 and all that kind of stuff, and my bishop is released. Basically, if I don't know what white would do, white doesn't take. I mean, maybe bishop d2 potentially, but that's a very kind of a very passive move. So and again, bishop d2 actually does not threaten knight e4 at all because again we have queen takes e5. This is why the queen on c7 is pretty good, particularly for this type of position where usually what happens is you play f4 to threaten e5 because rook e1 doesn't necessarily do the job. Looks like our opponent is taking time here. I mean, he realized. I think he might probably realize that he can't play knight. Okay, he's gonna take. And here, you're going to take back with this pawn. And obviously, the drawback of taking with the e pawn is that we allow f4, f5 potentially. However, we can definitely deal with it with bishop e6 and rook a8. So now here's the question: where do I actually want to go bishop e6 or just bishop f5? But bishop f5 and then queen f3. I don't wait. That's not actually too silly. But here, bishop e6. I could follow it up with queen d7. Since he decided to play c3 and not c4, then most likely there's not gonna be any pawn breaks. But also I could go rook e8 and rook f8 and then transfer the bishop back to g7, just fianchetto it and put pressure on e5. I'm going to play bishop e6. Now I just have a very good position. This is equal, and I think this will give me good winning chances. f4, that's very much expected. So now let's play rook a8. Let's focus everything on the center. And now with rook e8, I will be allowed to play f6. Okay. Bishop to c5 in the exploitation. The only thing I have to be a little bit aware of this diagonal. However, since I have a pawn chain here, it is currently not too scary yet. Let's see. And now f6, there's bishop d4. I have to keep that in mind. So I could play queen c8 here. I don't necessarily have to go for f6 break right away. So queen e7 does the same job, but it may runs to some c4 tricks later on. So f6 bishop d4, right? f6 bishop d4, and if I take, then bishop takes e5. And I don't necessarily like the position, so let's play first. And then I kind of want to see what white will respond here. If white just go bishop d4, then we can go for f6, or we can go for something else, right? Then we have options. Okay, queen f3. What is I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad move. It's not a bad move by any means, right? But does it create some problems? Maybe. Maybe he wants to play rook ad1, which is a blunder because of bishop g4, right? For skewing bishop g4 might skew this. That's a potential. Let's see. But I think that first, and I have to play f6. But now they put the queen and the rook on the same file, right? There may be some kind of tactics I can play on late afterwards. Okay. Let's captures. Okay, bishop c5. Sure, that works. Okay, there's some slight issue with rook f7 because if I go here, then I don't have the threat of bishop g4 anymore. Plus, I actually cannot go rook e7 because the bishop is sitting right here. So maybe I will want to trade a bishop. And if he goes back bishop d4, then that's fine. And we kind of achieved the job of just trading off the e pawn and open up one of the files here. Hmm. We can just remove this because there's a good chance it will trade, but also bishop d4 again is another idea that white can go for. So, but I'm kind of lacking here. Okay, trades. Hmm. Now I'm seeing f5 maybe could be a candidate move here. But it's actually isn't is that actually scary? Because I can go rook e8, right? So I don't actually have to capture this and allow two rooks. Um I also don't have to go rook f7, just giving up this. Giving that will blunder a bishop basically because rook takes pawn. There's just queen e2, queen e3, attacking the rook. So I can just calmly go rook e8 and I'll be fine. Be fine there. Rook e8. Let's see. Let's see what our opponent wants to do. Because now if this doesn't work, then of course ideal plan is to stack the rooks on the e file. And if white wants to do the same, we're gonna start with attacking the queen, and then we could do something else. Ideally, I don't want to treat both rooks because that kind of just go into a drawn endgame. So I guess endgame. Okay, that is actually a quite a good move. I kind of misjudged the rook e5. So now bishop g4, queen e3 is kind of a threat now. But is it? Now the problem here is that bishop g4, queen e3, right? If I capture, so rook trade after the rook trade, if queen, then I have rook e8. And after rook e8, I can go queen. I actually get the file because I'm attacking the queen with tempo. Whereas Whereas if white takes with the pawn, then I just go queen e6, and now all the pressure is going to the e6 pawn, right? And then I have something to play for. Okay, let's go e4. And the thing is, after queen e6, we can start transferring our pieces to the king side. He's debating. Okay, Okay, so they decided to take with the pawn, which of course, you know, it just what it does is it's not losing. Obviously, I think it's still a draw. However, now it creates chances for us to play on in the game. So now what we're gonna do first is we can play Queen F5, but Queen F5 just runs into Rook F1, and we kind of don't want that. So let's play Queen E6. And I want to start applying pressure on this pawn, right, if possible. Rook to E1. Very expect that it was expected. Um, Now the question is, what do I do next, right? So, because now Queen B6 is definitely sort of a threat. Um, Look at H5, H4, but that could be a little bit too slow. The question is, am I ready to give up this? Maybe am I ready to sack one of the pawns here to kind of go for an all-in attack? I think I would with H5. What it does is two things. One, maybe I'm threatening, right? Potentially it's burning H4 and open up the king. And two, it allows my king to be allowed to move because this F file is not safe. And right now we don't want to move it yet. Okay. So we have queen to G5. So now we can go rook F5. However, queen D8, king H7, and queen C7. And the problem is if we go back rook F7, there is queen D6, which is sort of annoying. Which is annoying because if we and after rook D7, we have there's H3, and I think I won't have. I mean, also he don't have to do that. He just go rook E7, and we just trading pawns. And I don't think that's a good sign, personally. But king H7, unfortunately, is not a good move. So, hmm. King H7, there's H3, unfortunately. So, maybe we can go for H5. But again, I'm not so certain about this. For B5. I think I will go for this. Just maybe try to expand on the king side here, and we'll see what happens. Okay, B4. We may have D4 here. However, it's a fairly risky move because it might not achieve what we want. Um, Okay. No, I can't go there now. Now I kind of start realizing. Okay, I think I am going to go for this play. I am going to go for d4, then queen takes a2. The problem is that it will allow a big center, and now this is a protected pass pawn. So I have to win like this. But maybe rook c, yeah. But the thing is, rook c1 and rook f1 kind of solves the problem. Unfortunately, so rook f1, but one. Um, I don't think there's any perpetual here yet. But we still have to be careful. I think. Well, after this, right, we have queen. Is it queen d5 or queen c? No, I can't go queen c4. Could be queen d. I could go queen d5. Okay, yeah. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? Because um, yeah, here the main issue is I actually don't really gain much out of this because my the attack is very easily stopped. But hey, at least I force back. I force the queen back. Okay. Let's go for h4 now. I think I'm going to sacrifice this pawn. If rook takes c6, I'm going to go queen f5. I don't think this pawn is this pawn is probably capturable, but it has to be there has to be a lot of calculation here. Rook takes c6. Let's go queen f5. Bishop to d5. Oh, wait, is that a mate? Oh, this. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed it. Oh my god. Rook a6 is a brilliant move. That was a brilliant move. He missed it. Oh my god. Okay, let's go h3. Um, let's just go for this. Oh, now he has queen g5. Now this queen g5. I can go for counter checkmate, but I think it works the same. Wait. Oh my god, lagging here. For some reason, I'm holding this. I mean, he missed a free bishop, so he thought he had mate. Fortunately, there's no mate. But now the game gets really scary. So I will show you the mate that white had afterwards. So oh, there's just that. Well, obviously we can go for this. Maybe a draw. I think. Oh no, there's no rook c8. So there's no rook c8. So I don't think there is a draw. Well, I'm losing. There's no reason for. Let's go here. Let's go for this. Wow, this is. Oh my god. You didn't see that it was protected. How did I win that game? Here, I'll show you what happened. So here, let's go all the way back here. Yeah, see? Yeah, and I have to block with a queen because if I take, it's made in 3. Oh my god. That was terrible. Terrible. Rook c1, h3 was bad. Queen e6 was bad. Yeah, I had to go queen h6 here and trade, but it just goes to a worse endgame. Rook c5 was equal? Oh, I didn't use his bishop. Oh, okay, now, oh yeah, okay, now I actually have mate threat, which is why here I have to block. Oh yeah, I'll play this. I'll play this endgame because I have mate threats all the time, and I can with the +5 I can definitely play under pressure, um, but not. I can definitely play under pressure, and probably not our opponent because they're bad at blitz. Rook 6 c4. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Yeah. Hard to say. But I mean, here also, yeah, here I didn't. Of course, I didn't see that, and I hang a bishop. But he went here, and he's still better. I know why he's still better here, but trading the bishop now is fine for me. Oh, so rook c7 first. But here it's just equal. Yeah, this is here. Rook f8 is forced. You cannot go here because rook takes. And queen h4. Now white wins the pawn and the game because white is just up 2 extra clean pawns on the center, and it's unstoppable. So this is a like kind of a mate threat that keeps black in the game. So queen f8, rook f8, queen g5, go rook f7 again, captures. Okay, yeah, here I have to go king g8. I thought it was a draw, but it was very skeptical. I didn't want to draw, so I went king e7 with some like attempts. Okay, I guess after all, it's still a draw. But queen takes h3. Oh my god. Let's see. Was I better at any point? No, I wasn't better at any point of the game. I just played really badly. So I was playing fine. Okay, up the beginning of the game was fine. Yeah, but it was like equal the whole game basically. But here is where I start messing up. Yeah, here I knew that rook f5 was the best move. So let's go this moment, right? So here's why I saw, right? And then king h7. Oh, if you go queen a5, there's this now. And if queen c7, you still try to go for this idea. Go for this idea is a good idea. And again, queen a5 is not good because this is the only reason white is able to equalize. So if white loses pawn, then the game is kind of over because his bishop is very bad compared to ours. So like say here, obviously I think I might go for h4. I wouldn't see queen h6 at all. I'll go for h4, and then there's h3, and then here somehow you sack the bishop. Well, yeah, you go for this, and yeah, I think maybe I would see that h4 runs to h3. So I maybe would look something else. I probably okay. Rook here is fine. Queen is fine. Queen d6. Yeah, this is just even. This is what I was looking at when I was trying to go for b5. Right? Is I don't hang this b pawn, but this doesn't really matter because rook here and rook a7, and white is fine. White still gains a pawn. So, but at least this endgame doesn't look as bad as this, where this is better. Yeah, but rook f7, queen d6. Oh, this is better. Oh, you don't do anything about it. So after takes, you go king g6. You're not scared of this now. But what I said was right because I was calculating rook d7 and it's actually not as good. But you don't take. Ah, yeah, you take it. It's white is better. See, white is slightly better now because of the pawn structure. Now I have an isolated pawn that white can attack on, so I basically don't do anything. So I have to play here, and now I gain this pawn. Ah, but h3. I was looking at h3, and I didn't like it. This is what I was looking at. I was scared of, but I guess bishop f5 is not much anymore, huh? Okay, it's not much afterwards. Bishop f3 doesn't do anything. So, because this, and then you take, and you're fine. You're up a pawn now. Okay, so I was calculating wrong, which is very interesting. So I should have went for rook f5. If this was like a classical game, I would play rook f5, right? Because, but I definitely missed the idea of going queen h6. Because I was really scared of e6. Oh, now the idea of checkmating works. Oh my god. And this is somehow made in 8, so I don't know how, but... Oh, wow. That's amazing. So that's the whole idea of queen h6. Because I was looking at h4 ideas, but if you notice, right, during the game, I didn't even like think about like going into white's territory. And funnily enough, one of the worst squares is the best square in this position. To infiltrate the white's position because the queen is misplaced over here, and queen b6. That's why queen b6 is the best. You can go queen e3, but that is not enough because here after trades, then I have this pawn to play around, and I am better because after rook f7. Now the bishop just moved back to e6, and what is white gonna do? Bishop f1. It's nothing to be scared of. Like, again, king, because now like this pawn is vulnerable, and in the endgame, I will get this pawn for sure. There's no way that white can progress. Okay, so overall, I think that was a very good game. So my opponent missed a lot of tactics ideas, and I miss a lot of positional ideas. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.